In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create 1,000 email accounts in literal seconds. It's completely automated. You don't need to be technical at all. You can go and do it yourself right after you watch this video. That is my promise to you. By the way, did I mention that the inboxes are gonna be completely free? You don't need to pay a bunch of money for Google and Outlook inboxes, each $5, $8, or from resellers, $3. If you're trying to scale to a bunch of email accounts, it's gonna cost you a fortune. So if you're a B2B software company, B2B agency doing outbound for yourself or for your clients, or you're really selling any B2B high ticket service, this is the video to watch for you. This method will allow you to send 10,000 emails every single day with great deliverability. You won't land in spam, and it's 100% GDPR compliant. And I'm gonna quickly cut to a screenshot. You can see right here, my global analytics, I've generated almost 2,500 replies and over 300 interested replies. So who the heck am I? It's random guy talking, right? My name's Kadus, I'm 26, I live in New York City, and I'm co-founder of a company called Inframail. We send tens of millions of cold emails across many of our clients, some that you've probably heard of like Seamless.ai, Aftership.com, Conversion.ai, Ocean.io, Air.ai, and a ton more companies. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna show you how to create 1,000 email accounts right now. You're gonna wanna go to Inframail.io, and I'm gonna quickly explain to you pricing and what plan you can go with. So there's an unlimited plan and an agency pack. All the mailboxes are free that you create, and I'm going to give you the architecture, so you might not know like why are we creating mailboxes in this way or whatever. So let me quickly explain that for you. Now, if you already know this part, you could skip ahead in the video, and I've already made the chapter where you can see me creating 1,000 email accounts. But if you don't know about the architecture, I'm going to quickly explain it in a minute. So let's say you have your main domain, xagency.com. The way that we actually land in the inbox and send emails at scale is by creating multiple secondary domain names that are similar to your main domain. Subdomains do not work. Please don't try to be smart about this and try to find the loopholes, because it will not work. I've seen so many people do this. They just end up wasting money and wasting time. You have to invest in secondary domain names. So for example, xagency.com is where your main website is. That's where people go to find where your offer is, your landing page, etc. So now you're going to get secondary domain names like xagencygo.com, xagencyhigh.com, xagencyhere.com, xagencymedia.com, xagencybuzz.com. You're going to create email accounts under each of these secondary domains, right? Subdomains are a lot different. Subdomains are, let's say if this is xagency.com, let's say it would be like sub.xagency.com. That's what a subdomain looks like. But these are not subdomains, these are secondary domain names. Now you're gonna create email accounts. Under these, you can create 3 to 5 email accounts is what we recommend, right? Because if you go more than that, then you're gonna just end up, causing deliverability issues. You're not gonna land in the inbox, right? If you have an offer, no one sees it, then it doesn't really matter, right? So you're gonna create, for example, let's say your name is John at xagencygo.com, john.smith at xagencygo.com, john.s at xagencygo.com, right? And then you're gonna create all of these email accounts, and each one of them is gonna send a certain amount of emails, right? The reason why we're creating 1,000 email accounts is so you can send 10 cold emails from every single email account, and you can send 10,000 emails a day. And there is a warm-up process. So technically each email inbox is sending 30 emails total every single day, each email, of these. So like, for example, this is 90 total, but out of that 30, 20 of them are gonna be warm-up emails. So you have to warm up these domains, and basically what warm-up is, if you don't know what that is it goes into a pool. It's completely automated. So you just put the email account in there, and AI will basically write emails, send emails on your behalf, receive emails on your behalf, and it will look like, a human is using the email, so you don't land in spam. Because if Google just finds you buying a domain and you create an email account and there's no human activity or warm up, and you just start sending emails, they're just going to automatically put you in the spam folder, because that's not normal human activity. No one just buys a domain, gets an email account, and starts spamming 50 emails a day, right? Once you create these email accounts, you're going to put them in a sending software, and this is / a sequencer, right? This is also where the warm up pool is. You're going to put all the email accounts in there. It's going to be in the warm up pool. You're going to warm them up for about 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks is what we recommend. And then after that, you can create campaigns, right? And you're just going to put all those email accounts, and each one is going to rotate. All of it is done for you, right? It's an automation, but that's exactly how it works. Okay, this is the exact architecture, so you have an idea. By the way, if you're confused on, exactly what you need to send, let's say you want to have a certain amount of emails you want to send, you can use the cold email calculator right here. And let's say your daily campaign volume, let's say you want to send 4,000 emails a day, right? So let's say you want to do 5 inboxes per domain, you calculate the capacity, you only need to pay $129 a month, right? So the alternative is paying for Google and Outlook, right? Or providers that charge per inbox. Now, if you pay for 334 inboxes, you're going to be paying a lot of money. Even if it's $1 per inbox, it's $334 a month, right? This is way, $129 is miles ahead of that. But Google actually charges like $8 every single month for these inboxes. So let's do the math real quick. 8 times 334, you're gonna be paying $2,672 every single month. Even if you get it from a reseller, let's say you get it from some Indian reseller or whatever, it would still be $1,000 a month. So I hope you can see the value in this. Now let's get right into creating the email accounts. So if you want to create 1,000 email accounts, what I recommend doing is getting this agency pack right here. It's $327 a month. You don't have to pay for any email accounts. You're only paying for the dedicated IPs. So each of your emails are going to be sending from your own IP. Therefore, you're not sharing IPs with anyone. Someone else can't hurt your deliverability, which in a shared pool, in that scenario, someone else can hurt you. So if they send an email, the IP hits it, and then they land in spam, right? Because the IP now is blacklisted, you're going to send from that same pool. Your email lands on that IP. Now you land in spam because of someone else. So if you're looking to send about 80,000 emails a month or 4,000 emails a day, I recommend this plan. If you're looking for, 10,000 emails a day, which is 200,000 emails a month, I recommend this plan. So sign up to one of these plans, whichever one you're interested in, and I'll see you on the other side. You're going to get to this page where it's a deliverability monitoring dashboard where you can see all the IPs and the domains that you have. So when you have 1,000 email inboxes, I do recommend getting it. It's extra $12 a month. So once you sub, you're going to create your profile, and this is just simply to get the information. So when you buy domains, it's under your name. Obviously, Inframail is not going to own it. So yeah, super simple. So now last step, we're going to go to buy domains, okay? And then you're going to generate domains. So for this scenario, we're going to have 1,000 mailboxes. We need 200 domains with 5 inboxes per domain, okay? So I'm going to put in a keyword here. For example, let's say we'll just go with xagency.com because that's the example that I gave you. But xagency is going to be like the keyword. And then now we're going to generate a bunch of domain names under that keyword. AI is going to do all the work here, so you don't have to think of 200 names. Also, you could buy between, .com or .info domains. Both of them have great deliverability. .com is the more seasoned one. .info is recently the one that started catching up with deliverability. But, .com and .info are still both great options. We're just going to go .com for now. So I'm going to click generate, and it's going to take about a couple minutes here to generate all the names, but you're going to be good to go shortly. By the way, a cool little feature for you. So this is optional, but if you're in a specific niche and you just want generic domains, you can click enable here, and then you can select the niche that you're in, and it will actually give you keywords that are more relevant to that specific niche. So you obviously, if you're in real estate, and you want to use words like home, property, commercial, leads, etc., like that. But if you're, SEO agency, you probably don't want home in your secondary domain name. Now, as you can see, it generated a bunch of these domains. As you could see, the first 5 are going to show up just for the sake of this. Obviously, it's not going to show up with 200 in front of you, but you're going to buy. Now, you might think this is a large investment, right? $16.44 a year for each domain, but it's necessary. Obviously, the alternative is paying for all the domains, investing in all the domains, for the year, plus the monthly cost of anywhere from $1,000 to, $8,000 for this kind of infrastructure, every single month for actually hosting the inboxes. So you can send from those email servers. So I'm going to click buy in this situation. Very, very easy. All right, I just cleared the payment. Now we're going to go through the flow. Everything is going to be done for you. You literally just have to put your hands up. You're good to go. 195 of the domains are not going to be just randomly placed on this dedicated IP. It's going to schedule out over some days, but you're going to be able to send 10,000 emails a day pretty quickly, okay? It's going to register the domains for you. It's going to put all the SPF, the DKIM, the DMARC, all that stuff that you want to do. It's going to do it for you right here. So I'm not touching anything. It's registering all of the domains right here, and it's just finished. Now we need to verify the email. So we're going to click continue. We're going to add the hosting. And by the way, you're probably going to end up skipping that step because you probably already verified your email during sign up. But yeah, host 1 is going to start adding domains, host 2, host 3, and we're going to distribute all of your domains across these IPs. Now, a lot of people say, well, why do I need multiple dedicated IPs? So it's pretty simple reason. You could diversify your risk across many different sending IPs. So for example, if one IP goes down for any reason, no problem. We could swap it out for you, but at least you have the other 2 IPs still sending emails instead of you just, your IP going down and then we swap and then you have to warm up again, right? That's going to take a little bit of time. Instead of that, you have 3 IPs, one goes down, we swap it, no problem, but you have another 2 sending, so you're still doing high volume. You're still going to do like 6,000 plus emails every single day. So now you're going to create a password here. I'm just going to create a random password. I'm going to set. You're never going to really log into it, but it's just a password that contains all of your email accounts in an environment that we put in here. So yeah, you don't have to ever sign into each email account. You can if you want to, but you don't really need to. Now it's adding on the domains. So when you're doing it for the first time, give it a little bit of time. It's going to take minutes, but don't expect it to work in 5 seconds, essentially. But yeah, now it's adding the SPF records to all of the domains. No problem. Again, you're not doing anything. I haven't really touched anything. You just saw I just literally went from, this to that. Now you're going to pick your sequencer. So if you're going to use Instantly, Smart Lead, whatever it is, right? You just set that. Simple. By the way, this is going to set up your tracking domain, so it improves deliverability over time. And then we're going to add the DMARC here. Again, not touching it. That's what I mean. You don't have to be technical at all to do any of this. And then just like that, now this is my favorite favorite part. So we're going to generate inboxes. All right. So we're going to do, let's say, for example, 5 emails per inbox. We have 200 domains. That's going to be 1,000 email inboxes, right? Pretty simple. So now I'm going to use, my name, or you could use, girl names. Girl names get more responses sometimes. But let's just say you want to use your own name, right? I'm going to use my own name just like this. Boom. Sender name. And sender name is basically what shows up in the email when someone receives it. So for example, this person emailed me. This is where the sender name would be. And then, because it's like his name, and then the email is something completely different. So now you're going to go back to Inframail, and I'm going to have the email ID. So for example, I'm going to put Kudus.m, Kudus.mahteme, my last name, Kudus.ma, Kudus, right, .maht, right, whatever. Or you could even do like Matt, right? So now I'm going to save, again, you could use variations of whatever you want. Okay, and it's going to generate the inboxes for you. No problem here. Simple. Now you're going to generate the passwords. And now, again, you don't need to log into each of these emails ever. You're just going to upload them onto Instantly or whatever, sequencer or warm-up tool you want to use, and then just start sending. But now it's going to start creating the emails for you. So yeah, it's pretty cool because it just creates it in real time. It just starts making them, and it's a pretty beautiful thing. If you know anything about email setup, this would literally take you days to do with a bunch of VAs, a lot of management, Excel sheets, and all this stuff. Very hard. And if you mess it up, you just wasted a bunch of money because you could just blacklist your domain. So as you can see, I'm done here. All of them successfully created. Moving on now to the forwarders. I don't really recommend adding a forwarder. What a forwarder is it basically all of your replies will go to one inbox, right? So if you have 1,000 email accounts, obviously you're not going to check 1,000 email accounts. That's ridiculous. So you could set up a forwarder. But sequencer and warm-up tools like Instantly and SmartLead already have one, right? Or if you use Plus5, that's the one I love using, plus5.ai, whatever you want to, you can check it out yourself. They already have a unibox, meaning they already forward the emails for you on their platform. So I don't really recommend any forwarders. I would just skip this step if I were you. Now, you can also add redirects. So what this does is we've bought 200 domains. If someone receives an email from us and they want to search up that specific domain, we don't want to have them end up in a 404 page, right? We want them to go to our main website, xagency.com in this situation. So you can use something called redirects, which is regular redirects. Again, this doesn't hurt deliverability as far as we've seen so far. There's nothing that's wrong with it. So you could, for example, put xagency.com, right? Duplicate it for all of them, and then you're good to go. Or you can use phantom redirects. Now, phantom redirects are pretty cool. It's kind of a safety measure, in case redirects ever ends up, having deliverability problems later down the line. What phantom redirects is we basically take the code of your current website and paste it across all of the 200 domains, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't look like a redirect. They don't look connected at all to any of these providers. It's pretty amazing. I recommend this more so for like go high level landing pages, very simple VSL funnels, right? And if you don't know what that is, that's fine. But if you have like a software company, you have a login, Google OAuth, stuff like that, you want to use a regular redirect because phantom redirects will ruin it because there's going to be like security measures that we can't really fix on that front, right? So in this case, yeah, xagency.com. And yeah, it's good to go. I do have to actually probably change one thing real quick. So remember to put the HTTPS or whatever, and then you're going to set it. Pretty simple there, not hard at all. And then once it finishes adding the redirects, you can actually configure the warm-up settings. So I'm going to show you how to quickly do that. So redirects added successfully. Now we're going to go to the warm-up settings. So for example, and by the way, we don't do warm-up, but your sequencer will do warm-up, whatever one you choose. And by the way, if you want to have this setup completely done for you with our team where we actually manage your infrastructure, give you an in-house warm-up tool, in-house sequencer, and everything is managed for you, then definitely click the link below. I have there, an offer for you where if you want to send 80,000 emails a month or 200,000 emails a month, you just have experts do it for you and ongoing manage the infrastructure. So you don't have to worry about IPs or domains or whatever. So let's say you use Instantly, right? Would you like to turn on warm-up automatically? You say yes. How many warm-up emails do you want to start with? 10, right? And you set that. Now you can download the Instantly CSV file. Pretty simple. Now you're going to take this to Instantly and just upload it. So you're going to go over to email accounts. You're going to click add new. You're going to click any provider, bulk import from CSV. And then you're just going to put that CSV file in there that I just downloaded, Instantly bulk import, and all of your email accounts are going to show up here. If you want to use Instantly, by the way, you can click my affiliate link down in the description. What I actually do recommend, and my favorite sequencer ever right now that I'm using currently for all of our clients as well, is going to be Plus5. So Plus5 is a pretty cool one. It's amazing. I love it to death. It's a great platform. We've generated over 350 positive leads with it, and we're getting killer results. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share with a friend, someone that, wants to do cold email. If you basically copy these steps, you can send 10,000 emails a day. It's pretty awesome. Comment below if you want to see any more news or information on cold email, and peace out.